check and make sure my audio. Gotta make sure my audio is working. Couple trying to test my volume. That is bad news. Try to put on the TV, same problem. Back. Asking if my. But if you aren't just me, that in the chat. That time. If I. Well, I guess we can. Good. Okay, let's hope for infinite loops, because ay 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 ay. Hour, and it doesn't. Eh, All right. Volume. I don't get it. Oh, hey, Jimin. Alright, so it's kind of coming. Okay, I just hit the silence. Thousand. I just would like this to please work because, Jesus. It, okay. So I put the threshold down to 20. Is that helping? Look, yes it would. And it's getting late. And I gotta go to bed soon. Okay, let's move that to 4,000. 4,000 is working now? Maybe, hopefully, yes. Maybe, hopefully, yes. That'd be great. Cool. Okay. What's my next move? Trying up the threshold to 30. See if that helps with some of the hissing and stuff. Is that helping or no? Progress, I love it. Okay, let me see. Okay. Da 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 da. 5,000, because that's 5 seconds, of course. 5,000. Okay, so no for 40. 5,000 isn't a problem. Come on. I'm talking on. I say 20,000. Is that a thing? 10,000. Okay, we just set things to 10,000, which is the same as 10 seconds. So this should only be counting for 10 seconds. So 10 seconds of silent, then silent. But then what is the other thing supposed to do? Let's see what the other thing's supposed to do. What's the other thing supposed to do again? I'm confused. Okay, that actually went in. So let's see what's going on now. Because the idea is I don't want to talk for less and fewer than 10 seconds, because if that or more than a gap of 10 seconds, because if I do, then we know that that's going to be a problem, and we're trying to avoid that being a problem. We want to know for sure that it's just the thing messing up and not the fact that I'm not talking. So I'm going to just have to figure out how to keep on talking and keep on talking and keep on talking, which I think would be pretty easy because that's how my brain works. But sometimes it's hard for my voice to go along with that. And so I just set things to 35, and I don't think I quite got it going. And is my mouth actually moving? I cannot tell. Yeah, my mouth's moving, but I just lost my ability to hear again. So it just doesn't like me saying 30. Let's go back down to 20 and try that again. 20 working? I hope 20 is working because I'm really getting tired of this. I'm trying to see if it goes and cuts off again. Because if it's cutting off again, then I know that's going to be a problem. And if that's a problem, then that means I shouldn't go to 35. And we'll see if it's a good problem. Right now, I don't know. It kind of seems like it just me was talking and blah, 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 blah. And then I still hear the background noise, so that's still something. And then it went down in mute. And I think that's just because I went to 35 again. And we'll see if I can't hear anything pretty. My mouth is actually moving. Ah, la, 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 my mouth is moving. La, 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 la. Did that work? Did that not work? What's going on here? Hi. Are you working? 35, you don't like it? Is that what I'm hearing? No, you're not a fan? I know sometimes I just forget to talk. Boy, it's getting dark. Oh, 35 actually worked okay. So let's try 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. I am currently checking for 40. Is 40 working? I don't know. Is 40 going to work? I don't know. Come on, 40, do your thing. Uh, yeah, it's getting dark. Boy, I am really getting sleepy. Trying to do this is starting to be very frustrating. This is supposed to be a thing to help me. Okay, I'm going to say 50 now. Might as well. Because this is one thing I need. Okay, come on, do that thing. 50, 50, 50. Are you working at 50? Let me know. Yep, 50. All right, we got 45 and we got 1200. Come on, 45 and 1200. Let's do this. Are we doing this or am I still doing the mime act? Because I kind of don't want. Okay, going back down to 40. Oh, that is so annoying. I don't understand. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this to stop cutting in and out. I know you're not supposed to rhyme out without, so thinking. Okay, I think that's gonna have to do it. 1240. I think that's the one that's going to make things not suck. Let's see. Just trying to see if this last thing I just said comes through, and if so, then I will roll the dice again. See if I can get through some of the chapters. I'm getting sleepy, but I think I could get an hour in and still be able to get things all figured out so I can do what I gotta do. Uh, okay, sorry. Now I gotta test to see if this is really as annoying as I think it is when it's stereo. Okay, because seriously, I'm getting tired of the. But it's better than not hearing things, I think, maybe. Okay, I see. Here we go. Okay. Let me try 10 seconds again. Project Gutenberg ebook. www. Pride and Prejudice. Author Jane 42. Project Gutenberg ebook. by anonymous volunteer. Pride and Prejudice. Chapter 1. Life. However, Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let? Mr. Bennet replied that he. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long had just been here, and she told me all about it. Mr. Do you not want to know who has taken it? Cried the wife impatiently. Detection. Do that. It's going to be down to 10. Does that help at all? I don't understand. So strange. Okay. One two 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 one. One two two one. One two one two one two. One two one two. That is weird. One two one two. Very weird. Okay, let's try to do that. It's working on account of my thing was found all the way back. why that is doing that thing right now. Kind of really annoying. It should be working all the way good. Annoying. Duper. Yes, it is. Hey, could you just act like you know what you're doing? That'd be really great. Would be super awesome. Go to full screen, maybe that will help us do this better. I don't know if it's working or not. I have to see. Boy, my forehead looking really shiny. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, once you know it, this is actually not as bad as delay as I thought it was. Okay, I'm going to try to get the delay up to the threshold up to 25. See if that helps anything or not. Much better. Ho 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 ho, that was annoying. Now I'm trying up to 30. That's fantastic, but let's see if I can continue and actually do some reading with it still working. That no, it seems like that didn't work, so I'm going to have to try and go ahead and go back down. So now I went down to 25. Is this thing still working? Can I play? Just that help? Okay, now we're currently at 25 and 10 seconds. Is that it is truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well fixed in the minds of surroundings that he is considered the rightful property of some one of other of their daughters. My dear Mr. Bennet, said his wife to him one day. "It is," returned she, "for Mrs. Long has just been there, and she told me all about it." Mr. Bennet made no answer. "Do you not want to know who has taken it?" she cried his wife. It's actually going through an entire reading of something without cutting off like crazy. But then it did anyway. It is a truth acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered a rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. My dear Mr. Bennet. Okay, so I see how the 10 seconds works. Let's say I cut that down to 5 seconds. It is truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well mixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. Dear Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it. Mr. Bennet made no answer. Do you not want to know who has taken it? Cried his wife impatiently. You want to tell me, and I have no objection to hearing it. Okay, we figured out 5 seconds. That's something. 5. It is truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little is known to the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood. This truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. My dear Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it. That worked. Try 30 again. I swear I don't understand this. Okay. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of wife. However little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. My dear Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it. Mr. Bennet made no answer. Do you not want to know who has taken it? Cried his wife impatiently. You want to tell me, and I have no objection to hearing it. This invitation enough. Okay, did that work or did that not work? Hey, I think I'm getting an idea of this better now. Okay, let's try to move that down farther away from my nose and maybe I don't have the crazy breathing in it. That'd be great. Okay, so I still have the staticky, but let's try 35. I got a feeling it's not going to work at 35, but who the heck knows at this rate? Chapter 1. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well fixed in the minds of surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. Dear Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long had just been here, and she told me all about it. Huh. At 40, let's see what happens. Chapter 1. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little is known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood. This truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some or one other of their daughters. dear Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long had just been there, and she told me all about it. Five now. Let's see how 45 works. Okay. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife, however little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood. This truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. My dear Mr. Bennet, said this lady to him one day, have you heard that Neverfield Park is let? I say we can cap it off at 40 for now, because they're got off at 45. So One. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife, however little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood. This truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. My dear Mr. Bennet, said his lady to him one day, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it. Mr. Bennet made no answer. Do you not want to know who has taken it? Cried his wife impatiently. You want to tell me, and I have no objections to hearing it. This was invitation enough. Okay, let's see how long this loveliness was for. Oh, almost an hour. Okay. Well, at least I know how to get into a long headache. That's fun. Well, if anyone wants to see this mess, please do. We're welcome to it. I'm going to just change the things so that way I can still have this other thing for later. That'd be nice, because I do want to finally do this correctly at some. Oh, it's still cutting off. If you would stop cutting off, that would be really great. Great. Okay, well, still doing better than nothing, which is what I did on whatever day that was. So, yay! Well, bye for anybody who does watch this horribleness.